Well, when companies go woke, they often go broke. That's always the hope. And the reason they go broke is because people like you and me choose to purchase from companies and retailers who don't lecture us with woke gender and sexuality virtue signaling as part of our purchase. But more and more companies are going woke, and you need to be aware of them so that you can exercise your purchasing power. Let's check it out. So you'll remember probably the story of Budlight. Anheuser-Busch is a US listed stock that's one of the largest brewing companies in the world. It owns brands such as Stella Artois, Beck's and Budweiser, and it sells the low-calorie beer Budlight. And it suffered a financial bloodbath because consumers across the US revolted against the nation's top-selling beer brand after it got involved in the culture wars with its new spokesperson, transgender TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney. Now, Dylan has been living as a woman for 1 year at the time of this marketing campaign last year, and he'd grown a large following on TikTok and Instagram, charting his days of girlhood. And during March Madness last year, Mulvaney posted a reel on his Instagram account of himself enjoying a can of Bud Light. And Mulvaney said Bud Light had sent him cans of beer to celebrate day 365 of womanhood.
Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay. Love ya. Okay, break a leg. Woo!
Yeah, pretty painful. Now, when some Bud Light beer drinkers learned of the brand's campaign, they were less than pleased, and it's been a massive loss and financial bloodbath for the company, which they still haven't recovered from. And what Bud Light misunderstood is that most normal consumers like you and me don't want a side of woke agenda and nonsense served with our purchase. Most people remain loyal to the truth that we're born male or female, and that's a biological reality that doesn't change, no matter what a man in a dress or a virtue signaling business believes. But then Nike joined the party and became the next big name company to face pushback from social media users for partnering with Dylan Mulvaney again. Mulvaney did several posts to Instagram where he wore some of the company's active wear, including pants and a sports bra. Alert the media, he said, I'm entering my workout era. Now, remember, this is women's wear worn by a bloke. As a result, Nike faced increasing backlash from women over having Dylan Mulvaney promote the company's apparel, and there was even a burn bra challenge launched on TikTok. And more recently, there was the example of a luxury lingerie brand, Honey Birdette, who say they are by women, for women, but they posted ads featuring a male in women's bra and panties. And then Adidas, women's swimwear range, they decided to get involved. And this was their new Adidas women's swimwear range modeled by men. Here's the man advertising the women's swimsuit designed for men, apparently. Yeah. Few things that aren't normally there for a woman's swimsuit. Speaking of packages, you may not be aware of the term tucking. Let me quote from Wikipedia. Tucking is a technique whereby an individual hides the crotch bulge of the penis and testicles so that they are not conspicuous through clothing. The practice is most commonly employed by transgender women, as well as non-binary people who are assigned male at birth, and men who do drag or otherwise desire more androgynous appearance. And there are fertility-related side effects to tucking, such as reduced sperm count. Well, retail giant in the US Target, which is similar to Kmart or the Warehouse here in New Zealand, when it was under fire last year from customers, they offered tuck-friendly and extra crotch coverage female swimsuits for sale. So this is so boys can wear female swimsuits but look more feminine. Don't think about it too long. Now, the swimsuits in question are part of Target's Pride collection and are described as having been thoughtfully fit on multiple body types and gender expressions. Now, we haven't found evidence of these products in New Zealand, but maybe you have. Let us know. But check what Kmart in the Warehouse and Cotton On are stocking. Remember, Cotton On, for example, were big supporters of Pink Shirt Day recently, which raises money to push radical gender ideology and sexuality in schools to children as young as 7. And even Ford trucks have got involved. Did you know that Ford has a truck they call their Very Gay Raptor? Here's what Ford said. Created in 2021, Very Gay Raptor was born in response to a negative comment on social media, with Ford rendering its most badass nameplate in sparkling gold adorned with rainbow graphics. The positive response online was so overwhelming, the manufacturer decided to make it real and has been using it as a tool to help drive out discrimination ever since. In a video teasing the appearance of Very Gay Raptor and Next Gen Ranger Raptor at the event, both vehicles speed through off-road trails covered in mud, at times taking different paths, facing off, yet displaying their equally impressive and tough abilities, regardless of their differing identities. Check out the advert where the trucks come out of mud to reveal it, the trans queer flag colours, redefining tough. Redefining tough. Lovely. And now here's some of the latest ones, and they're just from the last month that I saw as I was preparing to return to work. The first one was a major Australian underwear brand facing backlash for using a bearded, non-binary model in a new campaign. Now, Bonds say women's underwear is what Bonds does best. And a man models in their retro rib bikini they claim is made for fierce women everywhere. You'll note that both models are also listed with they, them pronouns, and that's Mikey on the right. Now, News Hub, when they reported this, they said, quote, despite identifying as non-binary, many have been quick to misgender Mikey online in their condemnation of Bonds using a man to model women's garments. News Hub, fact check, we can see the image. He is a man. Check down there. Now, Bonds also featured a transgender non-binary model called Stone Motherless Cold, who uses she, they pronouns. And the women's brand, describes their new brand ambassador as a humanoid who celebrates Black queer futurism. So if you're thinking of shopping at Bonds, maybe think again. And then Rip Curl also got in on the act. Transgender woman Sasha Lawson was featured on the Rip Curl Woman's Instagram page as part of the company's campaign, Meet the Local Heroes of Western Australia. And here is the clip. And this is a dude promoting women's surfing.
Oh my God, how has surfing influenced my life? How is it not? When the sun's out and it's offshore and we've got a southwest swell running, I don't think there's a job that I'd keep. I believe it's one of the only sports where we get to perform a certain dance on a changing platform, a moving dance floor. every wave's different, and I think that's what's kept me surfing the 35, 40 years of my surfing life. Yeah, I love the feeling of being able to fly and the freedom, just being able to be out and disconnect from that mainstream. I think I was born a surfer, to be honest.
Yeah, born to surf, also born male. In May 2022, less than 1 year after transitioning, Lowison took first place in both the Open Women's Longboard and Open Women's Logger events at Australia's West Coast State Championships. Just 3 years prior, he'd taken top spot in the men's competition, making him the only person to ever win titles in both competitions. Now, I think what was particularly galling about this promo or campaign was that it came months after Rip Curl dropped former brand ambassador and shark attack survivor Bethany Hamilton, a famous surfer, you may have seen her movie, due to her opposition to transgender people competing in women's sports. So this was a slap in the face to Bethany. Rip Curl dropped Bethany Hamilton because she opposed men surfing in the women's league, and then they picked up a male surfer who surfs in the women's league as a women's ambassador. Now, Rip Curl has deleted this Instagram post that I played you, that video, and all mentions of Sasha Lowison as a representative for female surfers, so the pushback was successful. One more. Okay, Oreo cookies, very popular in the US, and they're also here in New Zealand, and woke. Check the wrapping in your supermarket. And a non-profit watchdog group in the US has released a video highlighting Oreo's ties to an LGBT radical advocacy group that has advocated for explicit books in schools and lobbied against legislation which protects minors from trans procedures without parental consent. Have a watch.
This book is gay, genderqueer, flamer, lawn boy. Books like these are promoted in our schools and local libraries by PFLAG, and Oreo is supporting them. Is your favorite sandwich cookie company grooming children? What happened to the kid-friendly cookie we all used to know and love? Don't let PFLAG and Oreo corrupt your children. Learn more at nlpc.org/Oreo.
Yeah, so Oreo, they promote things such as International Lesbian Visibility Day, Trans Day of Visibility. Other tweets of theirs promote stacks of coloured Oreos whose cream filling matches the colours of the trans flag, pansexual flag, bisexual flag, and the rainbow pride flag. And already New Zealand businesses are starting to reveal their wokeness as part of the so-called Pride Month. We've got AMI Insurance here, who are proud sponsors. We've got ASB Bank, and we've got the ANZ Bank, and I'm sure the list may grow. Now, you'll note that all the virtue signalling is in the area of sexuality and gender theory, the new woke religion. Businesses are the new evangelists for ramming down the new religion of LGBT, critical theory, and environmental alarmism. But wokeness is starting to prove that it is just as bad for business as it is for the country. Just ask Budlight, Target, and Rip Curl. It's also a great reminder that you have power. It's purchasing power. Spend your money on businesses who aren't wanting to ram gender ideology, sexual preference, environmental worship, and critical race theory down your throat. Now, by the way, watch out for our new website, wokeup.nz, which will be launched in the next couple of months, and it will summarize all these examples and many more. Choose to purchase from businesses who don't want to indoctrinate you with a side of woke agenda and nonsense served with your purchase.